Most people who follow the electric vehicle space tend to focus on what Tesla actually builds, the acceleration figures, the range numbers, the software updates, the minimalist interior designs that divide opinions so cleanly between admirers and critics. But if you step back far enough to take in the full picture of what Elon Musk has been constructing over the past decade, something far more interesting and far less frequently discussed comes into view. Tesla is not primarily competing on the strength of its vehicles. It is competing on the strength of the system that produces them. Musk has made the striking claim that Tesla can produce a finished vehicle once every 5 seconds, and to most observers that number sounds like the kind of bold overstatement that technology executives routinely deploy at investor presentations, figures calibrated to generate headlines rather than reflect operational reality. But Tesla's case is genuinely different, not because Musk has a perfect record of delivering on his promises or because he has never stretched a timeline, but because the company has spent years quietly and methodically laying the engineering and infrastructural groundwork that makes the claim worth examining seriously. When you trace the trail of innovations Tesla has introduced, from progressively larger casting machines to radically simplified vehicle architectures to entirely new philosophies about factory organization, what emerges is not a marketing narrative dressed up as engineering insight. It is a coherent and deeply considered industrial strategy, and if it succeeds it could reshape the way the world builds automobiles more profoundly than anything that has happened in the industry since Henry Ford introduced the moving assembly line more than a century ago. The scale of that potential disruption is difficult to overstate, because automotive manufacturing touches virtually every corner of the global economy. For most of automotive history, the companies that came out ahead did so by making better products. One manufacturer refined its engines over decades of development. Another mastered ride comfort and acoustic isolation. A third spent generations perfecting its paint chemistry or the precision of its body panel gaps. The car was the primary arena of competition, and the factory was simply the infrastructure required to bring that car into existence. Musk appears to see this relationship from a fundamentally different angle. His core belief is that if two companies can produce vehicles of roughly comparable quality, the one that can build them faster, more cheaply, and at greater volume will win decisively over time. The product matters enormously, but the process that creates it may matter just as much, or in the long run, even more. This logic has clear historical precedent. Henry Ford did not invent the automobile, but he changed the course of industrial civilization by developing a manufacturing approach that brought cars within reach of ordinary people. Toyota did not become one of the world's most admired companies simply by producing reliable vehicles. It built the Toyota production system, a manufacturing philosophy so carefully constructed and relentlessly refined that companies in industries far beyond automotive still travel to study it. Musk believes Tesla is approaching a comparable turning point. If the company can reinvent the factory with the same depth of innovation it has brought to batteries and software, competitors focused purely on improving the car will find themselves increasingly outmaneuvered. Copying a vehicle design is difficult but achievable. Replicating a deeply integrated, AI-assisted manufacturing ecosystem built up over many years is a fundamentally different kind of problem. It only grows harder to solve with each passing year, as Tesla's advantages compound rather than plateau. To appreciate why Tesla's direction represents such a departure from industry norms, it helps to understand what a conventional automotive factory actually involves. Building a car through traditional methods requires an enormous number of discrete components, each manufactured separately and brought together through a long sequence of assembly operations. A single section of a vehicle's underbody frame is typically composed of dozens of individually stamped metal parts joined through a chain of robotic welding operations, each completed in precise sequence. Each of those parts requires its own dedicated tooling, quality inspection, and handling. Each weld consumes time on the line and introduces heat and stress into surrounding material. Each additional step creates another opportunity for a defect to occur or a dimensional tolerance to drift out of specification in ways that accumulate across the full assembly. The process has been refined over generations and functions reliably, but it is inherently complex, and that complexity translates directly into cost, production time, and quality risk. Tesla looked at this entrenched system and asked a deceptively simple question: what if many of those separate components could be collapsed into a single piece? Not by assembling parts more efficiently, but by eliminating the need to produce those individual parts at all. The simplicity of the question belies the complexity of answering it at industrial scale, which is precisely why no one in the automotive industry had seriously attempted it before Tesla made it central to its entire production philosophy. That question led directly to the Giga Press, the large-scale aluminum die casting machine Tesla has been deploying and scaling across its factories. The concept of die casting. Injecting molten metal into a shaped mold under high pressure to produce a finished component is not new. What was unprecedented was Tesla's ambition to apply that principle to components far larger than anything the automotive industry had previously attempted on a sustained production basis. Working with IDRA, a specialist mold-making company that later became part of LK Machinery, Tesla developed casting machines capable of exerting thousands of tons of clamping force. The first-generation machines deployed for the Model Y exerted roughly 6,000 tons of force, sufficient to replace an assembly of around 70 separate stamped and welded parts with a single cast component produced in far less time. That change alone significantly reduced the number of robots required, shortened the manufacturing cycle, and removed many potential failure points from the process. When Tesla moved on to the Cybertruck, machines grew larger again, with 9,000-ton units handling the more demanding structural requirements of that vehicle. These represent a genuine leap in manufacturing capability that the industry has been watching closely. But in the context of where Tesla appears to be heading with its next generation of production technology, they are best understood as early steps along a much longer and considerably more ambitious path. Each successive generation has been larger, faster, and more capable than the one before, with no sign the progression has reached its limit. While Giga casting was being introduced and refined at the vehicle structure level, Tesla was simultaneously rethinking another foundational element, the battery pack. The 4680 cell, developed internally and progressively rolled out across the product line, was not merely a new chemistry or form factor. It represented a new philosophy about the relationship between the energy storage system and the vehicle structure itself. Rather than treating the battery as a separate module that sits beneath the car and connects to the frame through brackets, housings, and mechanical fasteners, Tesla redesigned the pack so that it becomes a genuine load-bearing structural element of the vehicle. The floor of the car is effectively the battery, and the battery is effectively the floor. That integration removes an entire layer of components, all the hardware that would otherwise be required to attach and protect a conventional battery module within the car's structure. Tesla also applied similarly uncompromising thinking to the vehicle's electrical architecture, introducing a 48-volt system in the Cybertruck combined with an Ethernet-based internal network that replaced the complex tangle of traditional wiring harnesses with something far leaner and more logically organized. Each of these changes, considered individually, might appear to be a measured engineering refinement. Considered together, they reveal a consistent and deliberate effort to reduce the total number of parts and assembly steps required to build a vehicle, with the explicit aim of making the manufacturing process progressively faster and less expensive. The pattern is consistent across every dimension of the vehicle. Where a conventional automaker asks how a part can be made or assembled more efficiently, Tesla asks whether the part needs to exist at all. The vehicle that most completely embodies this philosophy is the Cybercab, Tesla's fully autonomous robotaxi designed to operate without a steering wheel, pedals, or any provision for human control. It is not being designed as a conventional vehicle with autonomy layered on afterward. It is being engineered from the very beginning around the dual requirements of self-driving operation and the most aggressive manufacturing simplification Tesla has yet attempted. According to what the company has disclosed, the Cybercab is expected to require only around 80 major structural components, compared with roughly 200 in the Model Y, a reduction of more than half. That simplification is not achieved through better assembly techniques applied to the same basic design. It is achieved at the design stage by conceiving the vehicle so that many components simply do not need to exist. When fewer parts are needed, fewer production steps follow naturally, and when fewer steps are required, the time needed to complete each unit shrinks toward levels that once seemed entirely out of reach. This is the fundamental logic that makes the 5-second production target begin to look less like marketing language and more like a credible engineering objective being approached one deliberate step at a time. Central to the Cyber Cab's production plans is a casting system reportedly being developed at a scale without precedent anywhere in the automotive sector. Musk has spoken about the possibility of a machine with a clamping force of up to 50,000 tons, a figure so large that even experienced automotive engineers find it difficult to contextualize against anything they have encountered. The 9,000-ton machines in service at Tesla's Cybertruck facility are already considered remarkable. A 50,000-ton machine would not represent an incremental improvement on those, it would be something categorically and qualitatively different. More significantly, this next-generation system is reportedly designed not to produce one large vehicle component per cycle, but to produce multiple complete vehicle structures simultaneously in a single cycle, in the same way a toy manufacturing mold can produce dozens of model cars in one injection. If that proves achievable in sustained production, the implications for output speed are extraordinary. Some projections suggest body structure production time could fall to under 10 seconds per vehicle, compared with the roughly 35 seconds currently achieved at Gigafactory Shanghai for the Model Y. For context, a typical traditional automotive factory might take several minutes to complete the structural assembly that the Model Y achieves in 35 seconds, which means the existing gap is already substantial before the next generation of casting technology is even considered. Making a machine of that scale function reliably is not simply a matter of engineering something physically larger. The physics of the casting process become far more demanding as the size of the mold increases. Molten aluminum at around 850 degrees Celsius must be injected under extreme pressure into a complex mold geometry, and at that point timing and thermal management become absolutely critical. If the metal flows too slowly, portions begin to solidify before the cavity is completely filled. If it moves too quickly, air becomes trapped and creates microscopic voids that weaken the final structure. Managing these variables with sufficient precision is already demanding for current machines. For a system at 50,000 tons forming multiple vehicle structures simultaneously, the engineering challenge increases substantially. Tesla's reported approach involves advanced computational modeling to simulate aluminum flow through each mold, combined with sophisticated conformal cooling channels that follow the mold's exact contours and extract heat with exceptional speed and precision. AI-powered inspection systems are also reportedly integrated into the line to evaluate casting quality in real time without interrupting production flow. Together, these technologies represent an attempt to bring the precision and repeatability of electronics manufacturing into a process that has historically depended heavily on the experience of skilled human operators. What competitors can observe and potentially replicate about Tesla's approach is the equipment itself. LK Machinery sells casting machines, and other automakers can purchase comparable hardware. What is far more difficult to acquire is the full ecosystem of manufacturing software, process controls, proprietary aluminum alloys, and years of accumulated operational learning Tesla has built around those machines. The alloys reportedly used allow finished castings to go directly into service without traditional post-casting heat treatment, saving meaningful time and energy at every production cycle. The machine is the visible element of the innovation. The accumulated process intelligence surrounding it is arguably the more valuable and harder element to observe or reproduce from the outside. This distinction matters greatly when evaluating whether Tesla's manufacturing lead is temporary or genuinely durable. Beyond casting technology, Tesla is pursuing a fundamentally different approach to factory organization. For over a century, automotive manufacturing has been built on a sequential principle that Ford established and every generation since has refined without fundamentally challenging. A vehicle enters a line at one end and moves from one workstation to the next, accumulating parts at each stop until it emerges complete. The logic is intuitive but carries real limitations. The entire line can only move as fast as its slowest step, and every bottleneck affects everything that follows. Tesla is replacing this sequential model with what it calls the unboxed manufacturing process. Rather than moving a single body through hundreds of consecutive steps, the vehicle is divided into large modules, front, rear, sides, floor, built simultaneously in parallel work streams and then joined during final assembly. The most time-consuming construction work happens concurrently rather than sequentially, dramatically shortening total production time while allowing factory space to be used far more efficiently than a traditional line permits. Tesla is also working to eliminate one of the most resource-intensive stages of conventional manufacturing, the paint shop. Traditional paint facilities are enormous, energy-hungry operations applying multiple coating layers through controlled chemical and thermal processes that consume significant floor space and add considerable time to every vehicle produced. According to Tesla patents, the Cybercab's body panels may be manufactured with color integrated directly into the panel material during the molding process, so that the final color and surface finish are created as the panel forms rather than applied as a separate subsequent process. Early production Cybercab vehicles have reportedly shown a noticeably glossier finish than earlier prototypes, suggesting this approach may already be transitioning into active production use. Because color exists throughout the material rather than sitting on the outermost surface as a coating, minor scratches become far less visible and the vehicle likely requires fewer cosmetic repairs across its operational lifetime. Every one of these overlapping innovations, the Giga casting, the structural battery, the simplified electrical architecture, the unboxed assembly process, and the elimination of the paint shop, reflects the same underlying conviction. Tesla is not trying to build a faster version of the factory the rest of the industry uses. It is attempting something far more radical, to make that factory model obsolete entirely, and if it succeeds, the 5-second vehicle may prove to be only the beginning of what becomes possible.